5 days, then your agricultural produce will have get spoiled before getting to the market or to the urban center. But when there's provision of good vehicles, the vehicle that won't get spoiled, the vehicle that has strong shock absorber, before you know it, you're already, the journey of maybe 2 or a full day can just take something like 2 or 3 days. With a bad vehicle, you just take it something like hours, just like maybe 5 to 6 hours. You're already there in the urban centers to sell your produce as a farmer. Then 3, encouragement of transportation by water so that agricultural produce from riverine areas can be transported to other areas and sold at good price. Now, areas that are being encamped by water or that are being divided by water, there should be encouragement of transportation by water, that is, provision of ships, boats, speedboats that can transport all these agricultural produce from one area to the other should be encouraged. That is, once we encourage the transportation, just like what Lagos State government actually did some time ago, where it actually encouraged people to be moving by using ferries to move from one point to the other, so that they can decongest the traffic on the road. That is, we ought to encourage transportation by water so that most of the goods won't be going through the land, and parts can be going on ferries, on canoes, on speedboats, so that they can get to their final destination, get to the consumers on time. Then 4, telecommunication and postal services should be provided in rural areas in order as we increase farmers' awareness of new developments in agriculture. That is, the telecommunication, there should be service network on the farm. If there's need of erecting a mast on the farm or in the farm area, it should be erected so that they also can receive text messages of the latest development. They can receive calls from research centers that, oh, there are new seeds that can yield, that have high yield. It is when they have these informations that they can have increase in production. Then the next problem is inadequate finance. This is a major problem for agricultural mechanization. Inadequate funds to finance agriculture has been a serious problem to farmers, hence they continue to produce at subsistence level. That is, when the farmer doesn't have money to get a tractor or hire a tractor or procure storage facilities or erect storage facilities or even get irrigation facilities, you would continue to produce at subsistence level. Just like now for irrigation, let's take for example irrigation. The irrigation requires a reservoir, a source of water, the reservoir, then pipes to transport the water from either the river or the borehole to the farm, and then you need pumping machine, you need electricity. All these are cost effective. That is, you need money to finance it. And if you don't have the money, you won't be able to set it up to the point that you'll be able to produce at large scale. That is, all year round, you're producing all year round when there's no rainfall to produce water for the crops or animals. Then you'll be in need of irrigation system to get that done. And then in a situation whereby you need to store your produce so that it can be available all year round. If you don't have the money to have a controlled environment storeroom, your produce will deteriorate with time. Financial institutions also, another way where inadequate finance serve as source of problem to agricultural development is financial institutions find it difficult to make funds available to farmers. And why? Because of collateral security. farmers, which farmers usually don't have. They hardly find it difficult to get collateral to obtain such loans. And then the financial institutions also sees agriculture as a risky business. That is, they don't have that 100% belief that, oh, this man, once he does this business, this amount is going to get and is going to pay us back. So the fear of the farmer might not bring the money, or the farmer might divert the money for other use, makes it difficult for farmers to obtain loans from the bank. Now, what are the possible solutions? Now, the first thing is to organize credit programs of agricultural finance institution. That's when credit programs of agricultural finance institutions is being organized, just like the Farmers Bank and then other banks meant for agriculture are being organized. Farmers will find it easier to get loans and then get things as subsidized rate. Then encourage farmers to form or join cooperative societies. This will enable them to obtain loan from government and agricultural banks, agricultural and cooperative banks. That is, when you encourage farmers to form cooperatives, they can easily go as in collection. That is, collectively they go to the bank to obtain the loan, and when the bank see that it's not only one person coming to them to collect the loan, they will find it much more easier for them to give it out. Then the third one is to supervise farm operation to ensure that the loan is not diverted for other purposes. Farmers sometimes are subtle, or they hard falling. You have to supervise them in such a way that the money being released to them, the loan being released to them, they don't divert it either to marry or plenty wives, or to build house, or to buy cars, or for some unnecessary expenses, just like funerals, celebrations, or during burial, or even some act falling to the point that their grandparents that died maybe 40 years ago, they'll be saying that they want to celebrate. So they have to be supervised so as to prevent them from diverting the funds. Now, another problem is inadequate and inefficient farm inputs. Many farmers are illiterate and are not willing to adopt the improved breeds of animals and crops. Now, some farmers are just adamant. It's the crude ways. This is how our father does it, and that's how we'll be doing it. They are so adamant. They are not open-minded to taking new ideas of doing and going about things. Also, some farmers prefer the use of crude tools, like using of cutlass, hoe, and then axe. And with that, the farmer gets tired on time and he can't cultivate large expanse of land. Hence, food production is at subsistence level. When mechanization is also limited, that is when there are no plows, there are no tractors, and harvesters, production also will be inhibited. That is, production won't be able, the farmer won't be able to go on commercial types of farming. That is, it will be limited since, and we know that agriculture is timely. When a farmer can't cultivate, all he can just do is just a small plot of land with his hoe. He won't be able to produce that much that will be needed to the point of having excess that he can export. But when there's mechanization and we have tractors, we have plows, we have ridges, we have harvesters, things can be done. What 100 people will do maybe in a week, a tractor can finish it within 2 days, and then with that, production can be increased. And This is sometimes due to the inability of the farmers to acquire such costly farm machinery. Actually, now what are the possible solutions? Government should make some farm inputs such as high-yielding seedlings, fertilizer, herbicides, fungicides available to the farmers. That is, government should serve as intermediary of getting it and making it available for the farmers to use. And the second possible solution is government should subsidize the price of these farm inputs. That is, when government subsidizes it, they reduce the price from the actual market price. They reduce the price to something affordable that the farmers can actually go for or purchase. Then educate the farmers on the working capacity and how to use some of this machinery. That is, the farmers have to be enlightened. You have to educate them that the use of this farm machinery will improve their production, will actually make the work less stressful, and they can actually cultivate large expanse of land within the shortest period. And then you have to educate them that by the time they use high-yielding cultivars, high-yielding seeds, and then breeds that produce more, breeds of animals, there are some animals that, just like the poultry hen, the poultry hen, when compared to the local hens, that is those that actually lay the egg that we usually eat, those ones they continue laying for almost a year, whereas your local hen will just lay maybe like between 5 and 10, maximum of 15, and it has stopped until another cycle again. But with the improved breed, that one can continue producing. Then number 4 possible solution is to encourage farmers to adopt modern production practice. That is, we encourage the farmers to adopt it. That is, for them to welcome the new ideas you have, to encourage the farmers, and then make them see that they will make more money, they will make more profits